Hello students. So today we are going to see types of electric motors. Then let us start with what is electric motor. An electric motor is an electrical machine that converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. So we get rotary motion, that is the mechanical energy. So in normal motoring mode, most electric motors operate through an interaction between an electric motor's magnetic field and the winding currents to generate force within the motor. So for electric motor, the stator generates magnetic field and we are passing current through the armature or through the windings, and which generates electromagnetic field and that produces torque. That's how the electric motor rotates. So in detail we are going to see in our next slides. Now let us see classification of motors, electric motors. So they are classified as alternating current AC motors and DC motors, direct current motors. So under AC motors there are two types, synchronous and induction motors, induction AC motors. So under induction AC motors again there are two types, single phase and three phase induction motors. And in case of DC motors there are two types, there are two branches, that is separately excited DC motors and self excited DC motors. Under self excited DC motor there are three types, that is series self excited, compound self excited and shunt self excited DC motors. So now we are going to see these self excited DC motors, the three types of self excited DC motors. So now DC motors, as the name implies, they use a direct unidirectional current source of electricity. It uses batteries and DC power supply. When power is applied, a DC motor turns in one direction at a fixed speed. They are optimized to run at a fixed and usually at high RPM. Torque is highest at the rated speed and lowest at the low speeds. Almost all DC motor can be reversed. DC motors are inexpensive and commonly available. So now let us see various types of DC motors that we have seen in the previous slide. First one is permanent magnet DC motor. The permanent magnet motor uses a magnet to supply field flux. A permanent magnet DC motor have excellent starting torque capability with good regulation. So in the figure you can see here, this is the armature and we are supplying DC voltage to the armature here, and outside of this armature there is a permanent magnet, you can see here. So in another diagram, this is the stator magnets. So that the magnets that we are talking here, inside there is a rotor coil, you can see here, then there is a commutator, then brushes, and finally the shaft. So this is the construction of DC motor. So stator magnets are stationary magnets. Then under that there is a rotor coil and there is a commutator which is act as electrical switch, so which supplies electrical current to the coils, and brushes are used to change the phase throughout the phase diagram. We have seen the phase diagram, so they are used to change the phase. In case of generalized motor, so here a disadvantage of permanent DC motor is they are limited to the amount of load they can drive. These motors can be found on low horsepower, so the HP is low for permanent magnet DC motors. Another disadvantage is that the torque is usually limited to 150% of rated torque to prevent demagnetization of permanent magnets. That is another disadvantage of permanent magnet DC motors. Next is series motors. So in a series DC motor, the field is connected in series with the armature. So you can see here, this is the armature and this is the series field. That means a coil is connected to armature in series, and we are providing DC voltage to these two terminals. Now the field is wound with a few turns of large wire because it must carry the full armature current. Now in series motor, electric power is supplied between one end of the series field winding and one end of the armature as shown in figure. When voltage is applied, the current flows from power supply terminals through the series coil or series winding and the armature winding. The large conductor present in the armature and the field windings provide only resistance to flow this current, and since these conductors are so large that their resistance is very low, so this causes the motor to draw a large amount of current from the power supply, and when the large current begins to flow through the field coil and the armature winding, the coils reach saturation that results in the production of strong magnetic field, and this is how the series motor works. Now characteristics of series motor is the motor develops a large amount of starting torque that we have just talked about. However, speed varies widely between no load and full load. Now series motors cannot be used where a constant speed is required under varying load. That is the disadvantage. Additionally, the speed of the series motor with no load increases to the point where the motor can become damaged. So that's why they are not used where constant speed is required. Some load must be connected to a series connected motor. Now series connected motors generally are not suitable for the use on the most variable speed drive applications. So series motor has to be connected with some load and they are not suitable for variable speed drive. Next motor type is shunt DC motors. So in case of shunt DC motor, the field is connected in parallel or shunt. You can see here in the another figure. This is one type. So here the coil or the field is connected with parallel to the armature. The shunt connected motor is a good speed regulation. The field winding can be separately excited or connected to the same source with armature. So here you can see this is the construction of separately excited shunt DC motor and this is the common source. So there is a difference in the construction of both types, and in this figure you can see the construction or the various components of shunt type DC motor. And advantage to the separately excited shunt field is the ability of a variable speed drive to provide independent control to the armature and field. The shunt connected motor offers simplified control for reversing. This is beneficial in regenerative drives. Next type is compound motors. So compound motors have a field connected in series with the armature and separately excited shunt field. So it is a combination of series field, you can see here, and a shunt field or a separately excited shunt field. So that's why it is a compound motor. The field series provides better starting torque and the shunt field provides better speed regulation that we have seen in our two types. However, the series field can cause control problems in a variable speed drive applications and is generally not used in 4-quadrant drives. So that was about DC motor. So now let's see AC motors. That is electrical current reverses direction in case of AC motors. There are two parts, stator and rotor. In case of stator, that is stationary electrical component. Rotor, it rotates the motor shaft. Then in case of AC motor, speed is difficult to control, and there are two types of AC motors, that is synchronous motor and induction motor, that we have seen in our first slide. Now let us see the types of AC motors. First one is induction motor. Induction motor or asynchronous motor is the machine that converts AC electric power to mechanical power by using an electromagnetic induction phenomena. There are two types of induction motors. First is single phase induction motor and second is 3-phase induction motor. So for single phase induction motor, they are generally found in use in low power requirements or domestic applications like ceiling fan, mixer grinders, then portable power tools, etc. And in case of three-phase induction motors, they are found for high power requirements like power drives for compressor, hydraulic pumps, air conditioning compressor, irrigation pumps, and many more. So for this purpose, high power purpose, three-phase induction motors are used. So you can see induction motor here. So this is the induction motor, this is the foundation for induction motor, and this is the stator of this induction motor, and this is the rotor. So rotor will fix inside this cavity, and around that there will be a stator will be situated. So you can see here types of rotor, that is slip ring wound type and squirrel cage type. So these are the two types of rotors for induction motor. The next type is synchronous motors. So these motors have the rotor rotating at the same speed as the speed of rotation of stator current. In other words, we can say these motors don't have slip with respect to the stator current. So you can see the various parts of this synchronous motor in the figure. These kinds of motors are used even in high precision positioning devices like modern robots. They can also act as stepper motors. So in the industrial applications, synchronous motors are used. Other types of motors, now there are many types like reluctance motors. So reluctance motor is the type of electric motor that induces non-permanent magnetic polar on the ferromagnetic rotor. The rotor does not have any windings. Torque is generated through the phenomenon of magnetic reluctance. Then hysteresis motor, that is the another type. Now hysteresis produces the torque can be tiny, used as a driver for electric clocks. So it produces a very small torque, and it is used in an application where very small torque is required, for example electric clocks. Then stepper motor, so it is a special type of synchronous motor that we have seen here in the previous slide. It rotates a number of degrees with each electric pulse. So it is a type of synchronous motor. Then brushless DC motor, a closed similar of permanent of stepper motor with electronic controllers, that is used in brushless motor. And last is universal motor. So if a series DC motor has laminated stator frame, so it can run effectively from an AC supply as well as DC supply. That's why it is called as universal motor. So now we can see different types of motors here. So depending upon our application, the types will vary. So thank you friends. So this was about electric motors.